Right. Today is April 4th. I successfully finished my day. Not successfully, I would say, because I woke up at like 11. I wish I woke up at like 8. I went to bed really early, like 12, but I still couldn't wake up at 8, which is a little unfortunate, but I have to keep going with this. I think one thing that I realized is that you cannot change one thing or my habit just within a day. I think it actually requires a step by step. So if I want to wake up at 8, I have to. So the amount of time that I want to sleep is 8 hours. And because I can't do it, I have to shrink it from certain amount of time. So I'll start with 10 hours, 9 hours, and 8 hours to get to that rhythm of my life. It's gonna be hard, but I know that if I don't do it now, I can't change it. So before my community college journey starts, I should be able to fix all of them so that I can continue my academic life and also my gym life as well. My room is really messy. You guys cannot see the table right here and my desk. It's completely chaotic. But I think, no, the thing that I was trying to say is that I have to clean this shit up, like literally, because if you think about it, if you can't even control what you have nearby, you're never gonna get somewhere. That's my opinion. And the thing that I realized is that, in terms of speaking and debating, I realized that I basically dump a lot of information onto into a pot and do not summarize. And also it also applies to my writing too. When I learned about persuasive essay, even personal essay, it's the transitionary words and the structure matters more in persuasive, informative than it matters in personal essay. But what I'm trying to say is that I have to have a structure. Before I say something, I should be able to explain what I'm going to say. For example, let's say I'm going to talk about cleaning my room. I'm going to set it up by saying there are some bad habits that I've been always having since like preschooler, and it is not cleaning the room. So I think it's really important to it's this is one of the skills that I learned from Mr. Lazara's class. It's I think it's mostly I think it's mostly spoon feeding them. Y- that doesn't necessarily mean you have to treat them like a baby, but it's important to give them a clear transition word, give them a good structure before I go over like so many big things. So I think that should be the thing that I have to work on throughout my community college year. Actually, I will do it now. How about that? It's because if I don't start it now, I'm never gonna start. Let's see. Transformation. I'm just like reading certain words. Transportation. A transformation. It's asking for the word of the day from Toastmasters 2 weeks ago was transformation. In order to transform from something into one another, you should be able to what? Make a progress or break bad habit, right? So I will talk about my main message first, and then I'll give you an example. That way it's easier. I think you shouldn't be satisfied with your defeated feeling. For those of you who cannot understand what this means, neither do I, so I'll explain with examples. Let's say that I use my phones all the time, being glued to this phone. And I know that it's wrong thing to do. whenever I eat food, whenever I watch movies. Actually, whenever I watch TV, I also use my phone to scroll or something like that. It's like crazy multitasking skill that I have, which is not recommended because it kind of distracts your focus onto other stuff. Anyway, getting back onto it, using the phone, I know that this is wrong, but I still look at this phone and my screen time is like 10 hours, right? Doing some stuff that I think is not good. In other words, it's really you should feel this level of success instead of feeling defeated by your own action, right? Let's say you're on a diet and there's a fries in front of you. You should be able to say no. If you say yes, you're just you're gonna feel great in the beginning because the fries are great. It it has a great taste. Potatoes, soft potatoes, the soft taste of potato inside and the crunchy outside. But afterwards, you're never gonna feel the same. You're actually gonna feel defeated by your own self. So I think this is one of the things that I keep thinking. Today I also, okay, I'm kind of like going off on a tangent right now, but what I learned is that whenever you speak something, you should be able to make it personal or niche or specific. What I realized from other people is that when I say other people, great speakers, they do speeches that are memorable, like really memorable. I remember one of my speaking mentors at Toastmasters. He basically talked about checking his appearances like one, two, three, because he had a bad habit of having his fly open, zipper open. So what he always do is before talking to someone, he does one to check the face, second to check if there's any stain on my clothes, and then the zipper. So those things, like those specific and funny things, nobody can create this, right? It's something that belongs to his experience in life. So I think it's really important to make my speech memorable by being specific. You don't have to like dump all of your privacies into other people, but let's just do a speech that actually matters to audiences. If you think about it, people don't have this energy to care about you. I'm not saying they're careless. I'm just saying that they are. It's just human quality. As long as it doesn't matter to me, I'm not going to care about it as much. While some people actually have this kind heart to listen to me, but most of the time you have to be interesting. It has to have like, any form of emotion coming from your heart. That's why people can tell if they're passionate or not. That's why people can tell if they're lying or not, because because all of this comes from your heart. So I think whenever I speak about something, I'm going to really try my best to make it specific. Anecdoting. I'm going to describe to my audiences about when did I do it, where did I do it, and what did I do it. And I'm going to set the settings. I'm going to talk about where was I doing it, right? Let's say I'm going to do a anecdote of my gym today. Today, April 4th, I drove to the gym in Park Newport. I'm going to skip the part when I had to get in the car and drive to the gym. Once I got to the gym, I did all the exercises, pull-ups, something that I lift up, leaning towards a inclined bench, and I also did shoulders and stuff like that. set the scene, and there were a lot of people. All the trap mills were taken and the cables were taken. So I had to adapt. But I had to adapt to the new exercise. So I asked the other guy, I don't know his name, I don't really remember specifically, but I saw him doing his shoulder workout like he was swimming. So he was sending his arm across from his body. He was dragging his elbow and wrist across his body and send it to all the way to the opposite side as far as he can reach. And I thought it was really interesting, so I asked him, "Hey, what is this workout? Do you mind if I work in? Can you tell me the technique?" He told me to put my shoulder blade down and think it as a cross, think it as you are swimming, and think it as you are reaching as far as you can to feel this pump on your real delts. It's really good to be specific, right? But it's important to end with the reason why I'm talking about this. I talked about this because I found this specific exercise, this great exercise because I didn't have any other exercises to do. So what I want to say is that sometimes you get a great stuff from unexpected thing. I was feeling down because my workout was not good. I was feeling down because my weight didn't go up. I was feeling down because every machines that I wanted to use were taken. But I talked to a guy right next to me, and I had no idea it would actually give me this level of happiness of finding a good workout, a new workout. So what I learned is that you might feel low at certain time, but you never know when the happiness will come. And the happiness that you will feel is mostly caused by your action. So let's think about it. If I didn't ask that guy what this workout was, what if I didn't if I just stick to my original workout instead of trying new workout, I would have never felt this level of happiness. So the main message is this. You get something from unexpected action of yours. And all of those was anecdoting, and this is something that I technically some people can make it up, but it's really difficult because